So I'm going to mute you. I'm going to lock the room. And I'm going to record. So I'm going to get you to stand up first, but keep your chair handy, you might need it. So we're starting with our feet underneath our hips. We're making sure that we're engaging the thighs and inner thighs, backside and the outside thighs. And bringing our shoulders back and down, pulling that pelvic floor. So welcome to Thursday morning's Adapted Yoga. We're tucking the chin back, we're going to breathe in, lifting our arms up. As we breathe in, stretching up, and as we breathe out, pulling the arms down, trying to get rid of all that stale air that's in the lungs. Breathing in right from the bottom of the lungs, feeling it three-dimensional into the back, into the sides. Breathing out through the nose, pushing everything down, pushing it out. Think of the diaphragm pushing all the air up and out of the lungs. As we breathe in, the diaphragm's dropping down, it's sucking air all the way to the bottom. And we're just getting rid of all the worries, all the stresses. There's nothing you can do for the next hour, so just get rid of it, let it go. Think about where you want to work, what you want. And our last one, in and out. And then just bring yourself back to normal. So we're going to stretch our neck. We're going to bring our chin down, we're going to grab hold of our head and just give a little pull. Still pulling in all them stomach muscles, keeping them legs nice and tight. And 3 breaths. So we're going to take the hands away and we'll lift our head back up. We're going to tilt the chin up. Again, if you need to, you can always support the head and bringing the chin up towards the ceiling. Give it a little wiggle side to side. And then bring the head back to natural. So we're going to take it over to the side. We're tucking our ear towards our shoulder, tucking our chin in. Give a little pull with the hand, push the other hand towards the floor. Feel that lovely stretch through the shoulders. And release the head. Bring the head back up. So let's try the other side. So again, making sure that chin's tucked in. Bring the ear over. Grab hold, give a pull, push the other hand towards the floor. release, and bring it back up. So we're going to turn and look over the shoulder, but again, we don't want the chin sticking out, we want it pulled in. We don't want the head to drop. We're going to use the hand to give a twist, but you don't want the elbow coming round, you want the elbow pulling backwards. And again, we're releasing and bringing the head to centre. Let's try the other side. So turn and look over the shoulder, grab hold, give a twist, keep that elbow pulling backwards. And then release and bring back. So we're going to do a modified forward backwards. So instead of taking the hands all the way up, we're just going to bring them out to the side. So we're bringing them out, we're bending our knees, we're going down, we're swooping the hands in front, so they're coming up by our shoulders. We're breathing in, we're lifting them shoulder height, stretching back. Breathing out, bending the knees, but we're not letting that head drop, we're breathing in to lift up. Stretching back a little. Breathing out, breathing in. Remember, if you wanted to do the proper one, you could by all means, you know your own body. But just to make sure that if you've got any blood pressure problems, we're not taking that head down too far, we're not raising them arms up too high. We're keeping that blood pressure in a nice area, but we're starting to work the shoulders, the arms, the back, the knees and the hips. So we're going to do 2 more. And then bringing it down. So we're going to again modify this. We're going to turn and look over the shoulder. Hold it here. Now again, if you know your blood pressure is not too bad, you can go side to side, so you can kind of do that version. But we're thinking about blood pressure problems, so we're turning and looking and holding it, feeling that stretch through the side of the muscles. We're going to take it round the other side and just holding it. So again, the head is going to lead and it's taking us round the other side. But we're keeping it nice and slow, we're holding it for about a breath or so here. Taking it round to the other side, making sure the head goes first. Then if we feel a bit ill, we feel a bit dizzy, then we take it very slow, we just hold it. We're going to do 1 more on each side. And our last side. And bring it back to centre. Lovely. So we're going to take it through a side bend. So again, if you want, you can lift the arms up. But again, because I'm working with blood pressure, I'm keeping the arms down. So we're reaching down to the side, but we're looking up. Now remember, if you wanted, you could adjust it to lift the arms up for you. We're bringing it back to the centre. We're taking it down to the other side. We're breathing in as we come up. We're breathing out as we move down. So working with that breath. Feeling the side starting to move. And we're going to do one more on each side. And bringing it back up. Lovely. Perfect. So we're taking our feet slightly wider than our hips, and we're letting our knees be nice and relaxed. We're going to work with our hips. So from here, having our hands on our hips, we're just tilting our pelvis backwards and forwards. So now you've got to release that stomach muscle, so you can pull in if you want through your pelvic floor, but you want your abdominal to be nice and relaxed. And you're just taking it backwards and tucking it under. You'll feel the difference between the two of them. And then we're going to bring it back to where it feels centered, so there's no stretch here, no stretch here. And we're going to do the same with our hips on the side. So we're lifting them up to the side. Squeezing the one hip to one side so it stretches here. Squeezing it on that side so it stretches here. And it's just backwards and side to side. If you want, you can always close your eyes so that you can feel the movement. It really brings you into what's happening at the waist. And then we're bringing it back to centre so it doesn't feel as if it's stretching anywhere. We're going to go round in a circle. So we're tilting our pelvis backwards, so if it was water it would fall out the back. We're going to then bring it up to the right, then take it forward so that the water would fall out the forward, or your bum lifts up at the back. We're bringing it over to the left, tilting it back, up to the right, round to the back, up to the left. And again, close your eyes. Keep your hands on your hips so you can imagine that bowl going round in a circle. Then we're going to bring it back to our centre. So we're going to tilt the bowl backwards or forward so that the water runs out the front. We're going to bring it over to our left. We're going to tilt it to the back. We're going to lift it to our right. Tilt it forward, to our left, to the back, to our right. Forward, side, back, right. Just getting them hips moving and working. This a tiny little movement inside of the hip joint at the same time that we're doing this. And then we're going to bring it back to our centre. You've got your chair. You may want to, you might not need it. It's more for chair. It's just to be there if you need. I'm just going to drop the screen down and touch so you can see my chair. Start off straight. Tilt our pelvis back and sit down into our imaginary chair. Pull the shoulders back, tuck the chin in, pull the stomach muscles in. Then we're going to stand back up or sit down. It depends whether you find it easier to do it that way. So I'm going to go to the sit down version now. When I come out, you can come up to the stand if you prefer. So we're going to again imagine sitting down into our imaginary chair, keeping that back straight. tucking that chin in. We can place the hands on our knees to pull our shoulders back if that makes it a bit easier. So if you want, you can stand up. I'm going to sit down. So if anybody's doing it at home, they feel that they can't do the full stand up, they can sit down. So we're going to do 2 more of these. So we're going to lift ourselves back to our half chair or sit back to it. Now you can keep the hands here, or you could move them up so they're in line with the shoulder, which makes it a little bit harder. So again, when you're ready, stand up or sit down, whichever you prefer. So 1 more, leaning forward or standing or sitting back down. This time I'm going to stand back up. And then we're standing back up. Now from here, place your hand on your bum and give yourself a little stretch back. We're going to take, I'm going to change the camera so that it's coming down onto my feet rather than my head. So if you've got your chair, have it towards the back of you. We're just going to do our ankle stretches. Now, if you need to, you can hold on. If you don't need to, you don't have to have it. It's just, if you need to, it's there for you. You're coming up onto your tiptoe, and then the other foot you're keeping flat on the floor, but you're bending the knee, keeping it down, and this side, you're pushing the foot forward. So you'll feel on one side, you'll feel it stretching the calf. On the bent knee with the toes up, you'll feel it stretching through the bottom of the foot. So then we're going to come back up and we're going to change sides. So the other toe comes up, the other foot's flat. You can have your hands on your hips if you don't need the chair, and you're just bending down. But you're keeping your body nice and straight. You're not bending forward. And we're going to do 1 more on each side. So again, we're working them knees, but we're working the ankle, stretching the foot and stretching the calf. So everything's getting a bit of a stretch. And let's change sides. And bringing it back up. Give your legs a little shake. So we're going into sun salutation. I'm going to do it with the chair. If you don't need the chair, don't use the chair. Only it's because, like I said, I'm doing it for people also when it goes up online. So I'm making sure that everybody, if they're adapted, need to adapt it, they can, and don't feel they're following me. So we're coming to the front. And we're pulling our legs in, tightening up our thighs, squeezing our bottom, pulling our stomach muscles in, shoulders back and down, hands together in prayer. Close your eyes if you can, take 5 breaths. Think about what brings you to yoga. If you feel wobbly, that means one of the muscles aren't tight. Start at the feet and work your way up. You'll find one that's just like, oh, that didn't tighten that one. And that one will be the one that'll keep you nice and firm and straight. So we're going to breathe in, either lift the arms up or take them out, reach the shoulders back. Bring the hands down to the floor, to the chair, to a block. Let your head drop forward. Now remember, you've got blood pressure problems, you still want to keep it up, not dropping it all the way down. We're going to start, so we're going to lift up into half bend. So we're pushing our shoulders back, chucking our chin in. And if we need to, we can bend them knees so that we push that back down. We're going to start with our right foot. We're going to take it up and step it back onto our tiptoes. Push forward. If you want, you can always come to one hand onto the leg, to the other hand onto the leg. And if you want, you can lift up one hand or 2 hands into warrior 1. But remember that blood pressure, keep them down. Take the hands back down to the floor, to the chair. Step back to down dog. You're pushing them heels to the floor. You're stretching your chest forward, trying to keep your ears in between your arms. Now this is coming, we're going to have to do this quite quick if you need to. You're coming up onto your tiptoes and then you're rolling forward into plank, shoulders back. Then you're dropping the hips, shoulders pull back, you're locking up to cobra. Then you're pushing, stay here, you can lift up a little. And we're stepping in, we're going into that forward bend. If we need to bend the legs, we can. We're going to lift the head, bend the knees, stretch the arms, breathe in, lift up. Let's do the other side. Breathe out, take them hands down, bring it into a forward bend. Lovely. Breathe in, lift up into a half bend. Breathing out, step back into our warrior lunge, and then breathe in if we want to bring them arms up. Perfect. Take the hands down, step back to down dog, breathe out. Lovely. Breathe in, come up onto the tiptoes, and breathe out to plank. Breathe in to cobra and breathe out back to down dog. Breathe in, lift that right leg up, and then we're curling it into the stomach and stepping it out as we breathe out. And then we're breathing in if we want to lift up. Good. Breathe out, step it back to forward bend. Bend the knees, look forward, breathe in, lift up and breathe out. Bring the hands down. Lovely. Very good. So we're going to go into Warrior One from tree, but we're going to have our chair again if we need to. If you don't have to have it. So we're starting off standing by our chair, the back of our chair, and the leg that's by the chair, we're going to tighten that leg up. The other leg, we're taking it into tree. Now tree can be here or it can be here, and I'm going to get you to keep it if you want just there, because we're going to step out. If you put it here, we won't be able to get it back out. So we're going to have it back there. We're having our hands on our hips to start off. We're going to lift our foot up, step it out, bend into our knee, take our arms out, thumbs up, in line with our shoulders. Now if you find that your knee's going over the top, step that foot back a little bit further so that you get a nice stretch. That's it. So we're in Warrior 2, sorry, not Warrior 1. So from here, we're going to, if we need to, hold our chair, and then we're going to see if we can spring back up. Good. So we're going to do it again. We're going to take our foot out. We're going to step it out. We're pushing. And then we're going to spring back in. And bring our hands to prayer if we can. So we're going to do one more. Step it out and push to the knee. Then we're going to spring back in. Lovely. Bring the foot down. So let's try the other side. So again, if we need that chair, it's always there. If you don't need it, don't worry about it. So bringing the foot up into prayer position, bring the hands to prayer. Take the foot out, step it out, Bring the arms out, push into the knee. Now we're going to spring back. And like I said, you need that chair, we need that chair. Let's try two more. Take the foot out, take the hands out, spring and push. Now we're going to spring back up again. Woo! All the time that we're wobbling, don't worry about the wobble. The wobble's working that core, so that's always a good thing. Last one. Step out. Push. And we're springing back. Woo! Very good. Lovely. And then bring the knee in. Take it down. Perfect. Got where I'm going next. Oh, step back. So, you may not need the chair for this one. I'm just going to push it out of the way. We're going to stand on the one leg, lift the foot, take the foot out, step it back. Now the toe at the back, I'm just going to step forward a little. The toe at the back, instead of, this is not warrior lunge, we're going to warrior one. So we're bringing the heel down. We're keeping the hips forward, we're pushing forward, pulling the shoulders back. If we want, we can lift the arms over the head or in line or backwards in this position. It's up to you again, think of your blood pressure. So from here, we're going to step forward and lift the legs up, hands into prayer again. Put up by our chest. So we're pushing that foot out, we're bending it back, we're stepping back. Foot goes down, we're either lifting them up or we're taking them back. Last one, breathing in, stepping up. Let's push the foot out, bend it in, step it back, bend the knee, stretch the arms up or back. Good, lovely. And let's step up. Good. And bring it down. So I'm going to turn the other way around so they can see what I'm doing with my arms on this side. So we're changing to the other leg. So lifting the leg up, pushing it out, stepping it back, placing the foot down, lifting the arms up or out, push the knee forward, the chest back. Spring it back in. Kick it out. Rotate back, lift up, take it back. Last one. Kick it out, take it back, lift it up, bring it back, and bring it down. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So you may need the chair for warrior 3. Again, you might not if you don't need to. So with this, if we're starting with the chair, we're going to place our hands on the chair, place our elbows on the chair, and then we're going to lift one leg and take it out in line with our body. We're looking down, we can hold onto the chair and we can take one arm out. We can then take the other hand. We could take both hands. But the chair's always there if we need it. Okay, lovely. So, we're going to stay there and take it out. Looking towards the floor, keeping that leg lifted, thinking about making sure that the bottom is in line, that the hands are in line. Then we're going to come back up and we'll try the other side. So again, if you need to, if you want to go straight into it, you're lifting up, you're taking yourself out and stretching out. Otherwise, you can have your hands on the chair, taking one hand off at a time. Trying to get that leg, think about where the hips are, the arms being pulled out. If you want to swap arms, you can. And then we're going to breathe in and lift. And breathe out, bring it down. Let's do one more on each side. So taking yourself into it, whichever way is easier for you. Finding your balance. Thinking about pulling in your stomach muscles. Changing arm whenever you feel you have to. And lifting back up. And our last one on the other leg. Squeezing them stomach muscles, pushing the arms away. If your arms are on the chair, swapping the arms. Think about pulling the shoulder blades together. Then breathing in, lifting up, taking the arms down. Lovely. So again, you may not need your chair. This is half moon, but the chair's there if we need, so I'm going to go down to it first. We're taking the feet apart and we're turning the toes out. We're taking the arms thumbs up in line with our shoulders. And we're coming up onto one foot, onto the tiptoe. Now from here you can just let go and hold it there on the side. If your chair's there, you can always maybe hold onto the back of the chair. Stretching them arms out, pushing the heel of the foot away. Squeeze them stomach muscles, squeeze that pelvic floor. Try not to get yourself as straight as possible. Then we're coming back up and bringing the arms down. So we'll try the other side. So again, we're taking the thumbs up. We're bringing our weight onto the one foot, but we're keeping that toe on the floor for a second. When we feel fine, we flex the foot, push the heel away. Pull everything nice and tight. Tighten up the leg you're standing on, but make sure that that leg, the knee's not locked. It can still bend. You can lock the leg that you're balancing off. You're not putting any weight on it. Pull the shoulders back and forward. Stretch the arms apart. Keep the head in line with the spine. And then we're coming back up. Bring your arms down. So we're going to see if we can go a bit further. Now, if you've got a block, you may want to have the block on the floor. You don't want to go down. I'm going to come down to the chair, the seat of the chair, but you can go as far or as little as you want. You don't have to go any further than what we've just done. If your body goes, oh, I like that, you can stay there. So we're taking them thumbs up in line with our shoulders again. We're moving our waist. Oh, look, I already wanted to go. Moving our waist onto the other side. Lifting the foot. Seeing if we can come down to the chair, to our block, to the floor. Once our hands down, then we can start think about lifting that back leg a little higher. If you don't want like your arm in the air, you can take it and place it down onto your thigh. You don't have to take it in the air. You can hold it there. Remember, only go to where you feel comfortable. Oh, watch yourself. Use the chair. That's why I give you the options. So yeah, come down to that's it. Look at that, much better. Remember, we haven't done this for a long time, so your body's kind of going, what are you doing? I've had a break from this. Now while you're here, see if you can lift that leg a little bit high. There we go. That's it. And then we're going to pull ourselves up and out. Lovely. So let's do the other side. You can spin around. You don't have to move your chair if you don't want to. I don't mind seeing the back of you. So the same thing. Take the feet wide apart. Turn the toes away from each other. Take the arms, if you want, in line with your shoulders. You're going to come up onto your toe closest to the chair and bring your hand down, place it on the seat of the chair. Lift that leg up. If that arm hurts too much, bring it down, but don't let the body roll forward. Try and roll back. If you can, look up to the ceiling. It'll help to keep that shoulder pulling backwards. Keep lifting that leg. Lovely, that's much better. Once you're stable, you'll feel the leg, everything else kind of goes a little bit better. It's if we feel unstable that all the muscles start to tighten up. When you need to come out, come out. Sometimes you know I talk too much. So we're going to come up and come out. And give our legs a little shake. Lovely! So we're going to take it into eagle. Now, we're going to do it standing up, but if you wanted, you could do it from the chair, bringing your legs over, and you could cross them here, and you can do this. You can lift up and lift and then pull down. So you can do it on the chair. It doesn't matter if you're on the chair. I'm going to do it standing up though. So we'll start with our feet. You're sitting down into your imaginary chair. And you're going to bring your right leg over your left leg. Now you can stay with that toe on the floor, and I'm going to stay with the toe on the floor. I'm not going to wrap it because I'm talking. So the knee that's on the top, it's the opposite elbow that goes on the top. And then you're bringing them round. Now, if it goes, as soon as you do that, your elbows come apart, then all you're going to do is hold the bottom elbow, pull it across, and then you're going to lift it up. So what you're going to do is try and sit down, but you're going to try and lift your arms up to the ceiling. So one's going down, one's going up. And then we're going to bring the elbows and we're going to crunch down towards the knees. And then we're going to breathe in and we're going to lift back up. And we're going to do one more crunch. Breathe out, squeeze the stomach muscles down. Bring the elbow down towards the knee. And then breathe in, lift up. Undo the arms. And undo the legs. And stand up. Good. So let's try the other side. I'm going to do sideways. So we're sitting down into our imaginary chair. We're bringing our left leg over the top of our right leg. Then we're bringing our right elbow over the top of our left elbow. Now if the hands, you know how to get the hands to touch, get them to touch. Otherwise I'm not getting them to touch, I'm leaving them apart. We're pushing the arms up. We're pushing the bum down. You should feel the pull through the shoulders, or the back of the shoulder blades, I should say. So now we're going to breathe out and bring the elbows down towards the knees. And breathe in, lifting back up again. Breathing out, taking it down. And breathe in, bring it back up. And then we're going to undo the arms. We're going to undo the legs. We're going to stand up and push forward. Okay? So I'm going to do it again, but I'm doing it from the chair. But exactly the same thing. So we're crossing the right leg over. Coming up onto the toes if you want. That's it, yeah. Don't blame me, use the chair. If you can now, you can see if you can tuck. Because we haven't got that balance, you might be able to tuck that under. We're crossing, the right leg's on top, the left elbow goes over. If you want now, you can turn the bottom hand around so that your little finger's out and then the top one's waving at you. Make a thumb and see if your thumb and your little finger can catch. If they can't, don't worry. Then you might be able to stretch the hands out and bring them together. So again, we've taken out the balance so then we can work on the finer details. So the same thing now, we're going to lift the arms up and we're going to reach back, lifting the elbows up into the air. And then we're going to breathe out, we're going to bring the elbow curling in, bring the elbow to the knee, tuck the head in. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out, bring it down. Let's do one more on this side. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out. Bring it back. Undo the hands. Undo the legs. So we'll feel that right through all the calves, the knees, the arms, the shoulders, all get a stretch. And then that pulling, we're starting to work the stomach and work that lower back. So we're working that middle area. Let's change sides. Bring it over again. See if you can tuck the foot. If it doesn't go, don't worry about it. Left leg's on top, right hand's on top. Curl them round. See if you can get the thumb and the little finger to come together. Or the whole hand. Breathe in, lift the arms up towards the ceiling, stretching back. Breathing out, curling in, squeezing that stomach muscle in. Breathing in. And breathing out. Last one. Breathing in. And breathing out. Feel the pull right through the shoulders. And lift it up. Undo the arms. Undo the legs. Give your legs a little shake. We're going down to the floor now, aren't we? Yeah. So, from here, you can bring yourself to the floor, taking your feet wider, bringing your bum to the edge, holding onto this chair, and just bringing your bum down to the floor. That's it. So we're going to take it into camel pose. Now, if you need to, you can keep your chair, because we can use the chair. If you've got knee problems, you may want to put some extra padding under your knee, a pillow, a blanket, anything under the knee. Roll up the mat if you need to, so that you're getting extra protection against your knees. Now, if you have your chair behind you, and your feet kind of under the chair, then you can use this. We're taking it into camel. So you're going to bring your hands and place them on your chair. And then your bum's coming back. Then you're going to lift your bum away, pull your shoulders back, push forward, look up. So you're stretching into camel. And you'll feel that stretch through the front of the arms, through the front of the chest. And then we're going to sit ourselves or lean ourselves back into our chair. You can come all the way down if you want onto your knees. We're going to come back up again. So we're coming back up. We're bringing our hands to our chair. We're pushing our hips forward, pulling our shoulders, bringing our head to look up. Feel that stretch. It's a beautiful stretch. And then we're bringing it down. And if we want, we can push down into child. So if we bring ourselves onto our bottom, we can get rid of our chair, but don't remember, if we need to, keep it where it is. Don't take it too far away, just in case we actually need it again. So from sitting down on the floor, we're bringing our feet so that our toes touch. And we're bringing our heels and our feet together. Gripping our toes and just giving our knees a little flutter in butterfly. So we're trying to open them inner thighs. Again, we're starting to work them knees, we're working them ankles. So then we're going to hold it here and we're going to try and push our knees down as much as they go. We're holding onto our feet and we're trying to open our feet so that we're looking at the soles of our feet as if we're opening a book. And we're just pushing our feet to turn in the opposite direction. And we're going to release them again and we're just going to flap our legs again. And again we're going to push down with them legs and open that book. So if you start at the top of your feet and kind of push through the knuckles of the feet, then take it down into the bridge and try and open those. Then take it down into the ankles and try and open those. So you're kind of working down the foot and then you can work up the foot, trying to open the foot out. And then bring the knees together. Give them a hug. So from here we're going to take the leg down, keeping the one foot in, bring it underneath, and we're taking the other leg out in front of our body. So this one we're using our foot to push down. So again it's twisting that foot out a little bit. We're pulling the other toe back, we're placing our hands anywhere on our leg except for our knee. We don't want to pull that up. So the top of our thigh or below our thigh. We're bringing our shoulders down, we're pulling our belly in, and we're trying to get our belly down onto our thigh. We're eventually trying to get our chin to come past our knee. We don't want to lift our arms over, we want to keep the shoulders down. So we want to keep the elbows pushing towards the floor no matter where they are. And we're breathing out and we're trying to lean forward. We'll feel a lovely stretch through the upper, through the lower back. And then we're bringing ourselves back up and we're going to change legs. So we're taking that one out, we're bringing the other foot under, trying to get it so that it comes underneath the thigh and the arch of the foot kind of sits where the muscle is. It's like it's actually made for it, but it'll help to push that knee down. Pull the toes of the other foot back, bring the hands down, shoulders down, belly pulling in. Breathe out, lean forward. If you want, you can move the hands forward a little bit, but keep pushing the elbows to the floor. Keep pulling the belly in, trying to get the chin to come past the knee. And then bringing it back up. Should have put a thing underneath my bum. So you can if you want. If you find that's still a bit much, you can always get a cushion or a pillow or something and you can pop that underneath the back of your bum and it will push you forward. So I'll keep that there for now. So changing legs. Pull the toes back. Oh, did I change legs? No, I didn't change legs. Change legs. Pull the toes back, tuck the belly in, reach forward, shoulders down, elbows pushing towards the floor. And then bringing it back up. Let's change legs last time. stomach pulling in, leg pulling back. We're breathing out, we're leaning forward, the elbows are pulling down. And then breathing in, bringing it back up. So taking the legs out, give them a little shake so that we feel that knees relax. So we're going to take it into cradling lotus. So again, you don't need this, but if you want to, it's always good to have something underneath, and it can be a block, it can be a cushion, anything you want. I'm turning this way just so that you can see what I'm doing. Now, with this, you can keep the legs straight or you can tuck it underneath. It's up to you. We're working with this foot and we're going into cradling lotus. So we're lifting it up. In fact, I'm going to keep that leg out again, just in case anyone's watching. We're lifting it up. You're trying to get your heel into your elbow there. And then bring the hand around and then the hand around the knee. Now, that's not always easy. So I'm going to start by having my hand on my heel, and then I'm bringing the hand around the knee. So I'm going to turn this way. So from here, now with the hand, I'm pulling the foot a bit closer, and then we're just rocking the baby. We're going to place it down on the opposite side of our leg, grab hold, and then have a look over our back. And we're bringing it back round, and we're going to change legs. So again, we're bringing the leg up, we're holding onto the heel, then we're bringing the opposite hand around the knee, holding it there. So it's coming down by our foot, we're pulling that foot a little bit closer. It might not go very far, and then we're rocking the baby. And then we're going to bring it down. We're grabbing hold, taking the hand round by the bum and turning and having a look. Pull that leg towards you. Feel that stretch through the hip. And we're bringing it back out. So we're going to do the other stuff with this leg. Again, I'm going to bring this underneath just so that you can see if you wanted to. So again, if people wanted to. So we're bringing the leg underneath the thigh like we did at the beginning, the first one. Then we're grabbing the foot and the hand. And again, we're pulling it in and we're rocking the baby. So the same thing we were doing. It's just that we've now moved that leg. So now we're going to bring it and see if we can again get it at the back of the knee, but if not, then the front of the knee will do. We're grabbing hold, we're taking the hand round by our bum, and we're having a look round the back. And now we're coming back round the front, but we're staying here. We're going to slide that foot, flex it so that it sits on our knee, and we're just going to let the knee bounce. So we're kind of doing a half lotus with that leg. So we're going to take it back up, drop it down, take the two legs out so that we're in, our legs are turned up. Then we're taking the other leg underneath, lifting the foot up, grabbing hold, pulling it in close and rocking the baby. We're again taking it either in front or over the back of the knee, grabbing hold, pulling it in, taking the other hand round by our bum and having a look over the back. We'll keep pulling that leg. Then we're bringing it back round the front. We're sliding the leg up, we're flexing the foot, we're bringing it onto the knee and we're just letting it drop. And then we're bringing it off and bringing it up and sliding the other leg up. Good. So, from here, our last one. If we bring our legs into cross leg, then you're going to bring the foot and just place it up on the calf. So flexing the foot. From here, let the hands drop down. If you want, you can bring them into chinmaya, so bringing the two fingers together and the other fingers down onto the knuckles, and just let them drop. Now, if it's too much, if it doesn't want to go on there, remember, use your block as well. So you can put it on the block in front. If it doesn't want to go onto your lap, then have it in the block in front, or a towel in front. Anything just so that it's not right on you. If you want to, you can always put a block under your knee as well, so that if it doesn't feel right, you can rest your knee on there as well to make it a little bit so it's not pushing right down. So you're just letting yourself drop. Bring your fingers in, shoulders back, and we're just going to think about our eyes, and we're going to move our eyes in the centre of a clock. So you're going up, over to number 3, down to number 6, over to number 9, up to 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. So you're going round in a circle with the eyes. And then we're going to take our foot off, bring it down, and then we've got our other foot at the front. So again, on the block, on anything, see if you can lift it.